Hello everyone. For today's cards, I will be using Kendra's card challenges number 22 sketches. I have sketches 5, 6, and 7 here, and I will be using the mystery sampler kit, which you can get every month and for any membership worth $5 or more. So let's go ahead and get started. So for these cards, I'm going to be using a mystery sampler kit from Kendra's card challenges. The one I received is the Forever Fields Mystery Card Kit Sampler. And this QR code, you can scan it on your phone and it'll give you like where it's from and what are the contents of it. So this is actually a Forever Fields Maggie Holmes kit from American Crafts. And there's a few other components in there. There's like some Tim Holtz ephemera and some other cardstocks and little gold pearls. I really love this idea because it lets you sample and get an idea for other kits that you won't normally buy. I actually love this kit so much. I ended up buying the full kit after I saw the sampler kit. So let's just go ahead and go through it. And just I want to note that every mystery kit sampler is different. So you might not get an exact one like this, but I just want to give an idea of what you could get. But there are different ones out there. So this first one is this really gorgeous textured green cardstock. I love the texture of it, and I think it's got a lot of interest to the card. They have a really nice floral. I love florals, so I'm all about this one. And then there's like this wood grain one as well. Of course, we have metallic, which is my favorite. It's this gold metallic sheet. And then another metallic floral one. And this is so pretty. I don't even want to cut this up. But that's why I bought a lot more, so I can use it. And then you get some ephemera. And you also get these little scraps, which might seem like it's, you know, like not necessary. But these can actually be used for some of the sketches too. Especially some of the ones that just require a little strip. Like, for example, I think it was sketch 7. There's like a tag or one that's like 2 inches. You can definitely use one of these strips for that. But definitely don't throw these away because you can be used for different things. And then there's some ephemera, like a heart. These are the little gold pearls I was talking about. And a banner. Some more scrap that I will definitely be using. And then just some sentiments and ephemera. So I really love this kit. And so first we're going to do sketch number 5. I have my 4 1/4 and 5 1/2 card panel right here. I just chose white for the mat. And I used the floral pattern paper that I showed from the unpacking. And I really liked to pair it with this green textured one. I cut it in the measurements that were noted in the PDF. That is free if you sign up as a Patreon member. So it's free PDF. And it provides cutting measurements for 6 6x6 pattern papers to make 15 or more cards. It's a really, really great way to use the pattern paper in our stash and just try to do different sketches and techniques. I really love to do sketches when I am in a little creative rut. So we're going to place it like this, and then it's asked for another panel in the center that'll go diagonal. And I'm going to choose this for white. And I'm going to do this a little bit differently, actually. I'm going to place the white part first, and I want to mount these on foam tape after. I went ahead and adhere that white panel down in the middle. And it asks for 1 1/8 inch strips. I just cut this out in gold, the gold cardstock that came in the mystery kit. And I'm going to adhere that on both sides like this. And then it's going to slightly overlap, but I'm going to mount our pattern paper just to be on top, but I'm going to do it with foam tape, I mean. So there's our sketch so far. We have the 2 pattern papers that I mounted with foam tape, and I just have a white panel on the back with some gold accent lines. The foam tape, of course, is unnecessary. I just think it adds a little bit of interest, because I wanted to also mount our sentiment. This is from the mystery kit. It's the best wishes in gold. And I thought that I could just mount that in the center like that. So now we have our sentiment. Like I mentioned, this is from the mystery kit that came with these pattern papers. And it also came with this really nice foiled heart. And the sketch has 3 flowers to represent any object, so I thought I would just scatter a few hearts around. Since it only has one, I actually have another heart die from my stash, and I have the gold paper from the kit, so I'm going to just cut a few more and I will place it around the card. So as I mentioned, there was one heart that came in the kit, but I have this die from Buddhist Monroe from my stash that cuts multiple hearts in different shapes, which I think is perfect for this. So I went ahead and cut some, and I'm just going to place them around. I will kind of follow the sketch a little bit, but then I'm also just going to add them where I think looks nice. And now we have our final card for sketch number 5. I used the pattern paper, sentiment, and one of the heart dies from the mystery unboxing kit. Also this gold paper is also from the kit, and then I just added 2 more from my stash to finish off the card. I think these colors really pair well together. I really love this textured cardstock. And so let's go ahead and make our next card. For sketch number 6, I'm actually going to be using the same pattern papers for sketch number 5. So we have some leftover from both of these that I'll be using. So I cut that in the same measurements that we needed, but I'm going to do it like an inverse design just to make it a little different. So I'm going to have green on the top and the pattern paper on the bottom just to mix it up a little, because the one for sketch number 5 looked like this. So it's the same pattern papers, just inverse. And like I mentioned in my unboxing kit, I really like this gold one, and I wanted to use it. So I cut the same one for the sides. This is I usually like to have a little more contrast between my pattern papers, but like I said, I really want to use this foil one, so I'm just going to make it work. If I wanted to make it work, I cut out this darker cardstock, kind of like this plumish one that complemented it. I was going to place it right here just to give a little difference between the two. Otherwise it kind of blends too much together. So I'll cut it like that. And then I have a sentiment from my stash I'm going to put on, and then we'll see how we want to decorate it. Here's what I have for the sketch. Like I said before, this dark plum strip is actually not part of the sketch. Just because I really wanted to use this light pattern cardstock, I thought it was blending too much with the background and with this. So I just added a little separator just to kind of break it up a bit. These 2 papers are from the previous sketch as well, just the other part of it that was left over. And then I have a foiled sentiment. These are like ready-made sentiments from my stash. Because I wanted to bring in the plum together, I just put this sentiment on some matching cardstock and just cut out a little outline by tracing it. I thought that would kind of bring in the colors together a little more, so it's not just like a random purple line in the card. So I'm going to do that here, and I am going to put this whole sentiment on foam tape, but first I'll just glue this on the shadow layer first. So I have that in the center. And the sketch just has a circle outline, but of course you can interpret that however you want. So this is a beautiful card like this. I'm actually going to be using these 3 little pearls that came in my kit, and I'll just place them around the card. There's our final card. I added those 3 little pearls in just for a little embellishment. I think because we have the 2 patterns on the back, we don't need too much other decorations. I just love how the foil, everything works together, and I just love this color palette so much. The next card is sketch number 7, and this is like the pinwheel design. I'm going to admit that I cheated a little bit because I really wanted to use the leftover cardstock that we had from the previous 2 cards. It wasn't quite long enough for the exact measurements that were noted in the sketch to create the paper D part of the pinwheel, but I just did, I just made it as big, long as I could. As you can tell, it doesn't quite reach all the way around because I didn't have enough paper, but I really wanted to use this green because I just didn't want to waste it because it was just, I love it. So what I'm going to do is just trim the white panel just so it fits the pinwheel part, and then I'll just put it on another layer on top. And so like I mentioned, I had to trim down a bit just to make all the green parts fit, but I think it still looks really great, and you can tell which sketch this is resembling. I have this sticker banner that also came from the mystery unboxing kit. I think I'm this foil sticker first. It's another ready-made one from my stash from Pink Fresh. I'm going to place that on here. I just want to make sure I don't cut off more than I need. And I will mount this on another card to make it the A2 size that the cards are on the sketch. And there we have our final card for sketch number 7. As I mentioned, I had to cut this down a bit just because I really want to use that green cardstock from the kit. I used the sentiment sticker that came also in the mystery kit, and these are the leftover hearts that I had from a previous, if you recall, that die cut out like 10 hearts, I feel like. So I used some of the leftover hearts here, and I popped up the pinwheel part with foam tape just to make it stand out a little more, and I mounted it on gold to bring the gold together. And then I had this like pinkish rose color in my stash, and thought it just gave a little contrast to the green and the gold. And we have our card number 7 complete. Okay, let's take a look at the cards we made using the mystery kit from Cards by Kendra. This is the Forever Fields mystery kit. This is card sketch number 5. I used the pattern papers and the sentiment from there, as well as the gold cardstock. And then this is card number 6. The same pattern papers from the previous card with some other cardstock as well from the kit. And this sentiment is from my stash. And then card number 7. This is the pinwheel card. I think it's a beautiful, a little bit simplistic, but just gets a really elegant look to it. Thanks so much for watching.